Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I'm Kaylee and I mainly am a Disney channel. I do, however, do some book reviews every here and there and some beauty contents, but mainly it's Disney, and from here going out it's going to be a lot of Disney because in just a few weeks I will be moving to Orlando, Florida to do the Disney College program for the second time. My original program was canceled due to COVID, but I am going back to Orlando to make magic yet again. If you are watching this on the day that it is posted, I actually have just recently moved in. My move-in date is on June 28th, and this is going up on June 29th. So I will have just moved in yesterday from the day that this video is being uploaded. But I am pre-recording some videos because I know that that first week is going to be super crazy and super busy, so I want to make sure that I still have content going out, even though I may be too busy to sit down and film a video. But in honor of the fact that I am just moving in to Flamingo Crossings, I decided to do my Disney College Program bucket list. So I did recently buy this notebook. It's super cute. It says Dream Big and it's pink, gold, and white. I absolutely love it. It's huge. It has 480 pages, and I bought this specifically for my Disney College program to kind of document things like my bucket list. I also have my packing list, which I will be doing another video coming up later this week and I plan to kind of document everything throughout my program just so that I can have it as a memory keepsake. So we're going to be doing my bucket list. It's huge. I don't know if I'll get through everything on during my program, but I have it organized pretty well through Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, general park things, Disney Springs resorts, cast member specific things, and Florida, so anything non-Disney. And then at the end of the video, I will also be sharing some goals that I have for myself and questions that I want to answer for myself personally during my program. Now, some of these things, I don't know if they will be open at any point during my program. I don't know that I'll be able to accomplish all these things because of COVID and current guidelines and everything, but they are just kind of some things that I really want to do at least someday, if not during my Disney College program. So let's get started. We're going to start with Magic Kingdom, and you'll kind of notice a theme for all of the park specific things, that they all kind of start with eating at a restaurant. And these are restaurants that I've never ate at before, and I really would like to. So for Magic Kingdom, that is that I would like to eat at Be Our Guest. I have never been to Be Our Guest, and I just think it's so cool, the concept. I would love to see the Beast. I know that things are a little different with character meet and greets right now, but I do believe that I read somewhere that he is still walking around the restaurant and that you can kind of take socially distanced pictures with him. So I would love to do that. The next thing is that I would love to get a Tangled lantern picture. If you are new to my channel, Tangled is my favorite Disney movie, well, one of my favorite Disney movies, and Rapunzel is my favorite Disney princess. So I would love to get one of those pictures of me holding one of the Tangled lanterns. I wanted to do that on my last program, but I was always doing other things once they started doing it because they usually do those pictures at night, so the lantern is lit up. And I never got one taken, so I'm hoping they still do those, or if they're not right now, that they bring them back soon so that I can get one of those pictures because I really want to do that. I also want to get pixie dusted. I didn't know this was a thing, but lately I've been binge watching Magic with Mare, which I will link in the description below. She is a wonderful YouTuber. She is also doing the Disney College program. She actually moved down earlier this month. Before me, she had an earlier move-in day than I did, but her channel is great. It's getting me super excited for my upcoming Disney College program, and she mentioned getting pixie dusted. No idea what it was. I had to look it up, but I definitely want to get pixie dusted because I just think that's really cool. The next ones are kind of rides that I've never done that I want to do. So the first one is that I want to go on People Mover, which I know most people are going to watch, especially if you're a huge Disney fan, most people are going to watch this and be like, you've never been on the People Mover. I didn't even know it was a thing. And then during my last program, it was constantly closed. So I'm hoping I get to go on that at some point. The next one is the Tomorrowland Speedway, which I also have never been on. I'm not totally crazy about going on it, but I want to go on every ride. So it's kind of in that type of thing. But yeah. I want to get a casting door picture. Didn't do this on my last program. Really regret it. They're super cute. So I definitely want to get one of those. I want to go to the Boo Bash. So normally Magic Kingdom has Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party for Halloween, which I've really wanted to go to. But because of COVID, last year they didn't have the Halloween party, and this year they're not doing the Halloween party, but they are doing an after-hours event called Boo Bash, and I would really like to go do that. Along the same kind of lines, as long as they have it, I want to go to Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party at the Magic Kingdom, or whatever they do in lieu of that this year. I hope that they actually do the full-on Christmas party, but we'll have to wait and see what happens with that. Also, kind of along those lines is that I want to meet Jack and Sally. If you couldn't tell by my ears, I'm a huge Nightmare Before Christmas fan, and I've never got to meet them because they only do meet and greets during Halloween and Christmas. So, and I've never been down there for those things or gone to the parties, because usually even if you're down there for Christmas, like I have been, they don't just walk around the parks all day. They're specifically at parties. So I want to meet them. And then the last thing is that I really just want to read on the Hubgrass, which sounds kind of strange, but if you couldn't tell, I'm a huge book nerd, and I just think that sounds really relaxing and really fun. Now, moving on to Epcot, I really would like to eat at the Coral Reef restaurant. I love sea life and sea creatures. It's one of my favorite things. On my last program, I literally spent hours just in the aquarium part after the Sea with Nemo and Friends ride at Epcot. So I really would love to eat at that restaurant. The next one, I don't know if they're still doing tours. So I know they're not doing tours for the public like that you can buy a ticket for. But as cast members, or specifically CPs, I guess, you were able to do tours through the college program. So some of them were tours that the public can also buy tickets for, and some of them were specific to cast members and are not offered to the public. So I don't know if those are still happening. I hope if they're not that they bring them back, because some of these things are tours. So I would love to do the World Showcase Destinations Discover Tour. I love the World Showcase, and I just feel like that would be really cool. The next ones have to do with festivals. I really want to go to Food and Wine, Festival of the Holidays, and Festival of the Arts. I've been to Festival of the Arts on my last program, but I didn't really fully embrace the whole festival, and this time I kind of want to get really into the festivals and see what they have to offer. And going along with that, again, I want to do the scavenger hunts for all of the festivals. Again, I watched Magic with Mare, and she just makes them seem like so much fun. So definitely want to do those. And then I want to tackle Mission Space, which I'm kind of terrified of. But again, I want to go on all of the Disney rides, and that's the only ride at Epcot that I've never been on. So we'll see if I tackle that one or not. And then I want to eat and drink around the world. I have drank around the world. It was a lot of fun, kind of rough at times, but I was successful, and I would love to do that again with some friends. But I would also really love to eat around the world, which I have not done. Moving on to Animal Kingdom, I would really like to eat at Tiffin's, which I've never been to, but it looks really cool. It seems like there's a lot of good food and everything, so I really want to eat there. The next one is that I want to do the elephant tour. Elephants are one of my all-time favorite animals, and I would definitely love to go see them up and close and personal. I mean, not very close, but like, you know, closer than you normally get to them, and learn all of the different things about them. I would also really love to meet Kevin. I just recently watched Up for the first time, and Kevin was hands down my favorite character, and I would love to meet her at Animal Kingdom. The next one is that I want to do the safari at night. Animal Kingdom closes relatively early now. It was open later before COVID, but now it kind of closes earlier like it used to. So I don't know if I'll be able to do this, but I just think that sounds like a lot of fun. And then I'd also love to see the Finding Nemo the musical, because I've never seen that before, and Finding Nemo is one of my favorite Disney movies. Now we're going to move on to Hollywood Studios. I would really like to eat at the Sci-Fi restaurant. I just think that sounds like such a cool experience. I've heard that the food is questionable at times, but I want to just go for the experience, honestly, not even really caring for the food. The next one is that I want to do the Fantasmic backstage tour. Now this is one that I don't believe is open to the public. I think this one is strictly a cast member tour, but if they're doing it, I really want to do that because I'm obsessed with Fantasmic. And then I also want to go on Rise of the Resistance because I've never been on that, and I want to try the blue and green milk. Now we're going to move on to general park things. So I want to rope drop all 4 parks. I have rope dropped Magic Kingdom during my last program, but I have not rope dropped the other ones, so that is something that I want to do. The next one is doing 4 parks in one day, so right now that doesn't really seem possible because of blackout dates for cast members and the fact that park hopping is a little more difficult. I know they have reintroduced that, but it's still like you can only park hop after 2 o'clock. So that kind of makes it a little more difficult, but hopefully with things slowly going back to normal, I'll eventually be able to do the 4 parks in one day challenge. And then the next one is that I want to go to the water parks because I've never been to a Disney water park before. Now we're going to move on to Disney Springs. So the first one is that I want to do the balloon flight. That just seems really cool. It's just something I want to do. And then the next one is I want to do the Disney Springs Christmas Tree Trail. That just looks like so much fun. I believe it was Disney Kitty did a vlog of it a couple years back. And it just looks really cool, so I want to go do that during Christmas time. And then the next one, I don't know if they're doing this year, but if they are, I really, really want to do it, which is the Stitch's Holiday Gift Hunt. I love Christmas. Stitch is like my main favorite Disney character, so put them together and that just sounds like so much fun. So yeah, definitely something I want to do if they're doing it this coming Christmas. Now we're going to move on to resorts, which I want to do the monorail crawl and the Skyliner crawl. I've done both in the past, but I want to make it like more specific. Instead of just kind of looking around, I want to get 1 drink, 1 picture, and 1 merchandise. We'll kind of see how that goes, but something along those lines. I want to do a staycation. My dream would be to stay at Animal Kingdom Lodge. I don't think that's going to happen, but a staycation anywhere would be really cool. But yeah, my dream would be Animal Kingdom Lodge, maybe one day. I want to visit all of the resorts. I want to go to Trader Sam's, which I've never been to. Currently, I believe it is still closed, but again, hopefully it opens up soon. I want to go to Storybook Dining. Again, currently closed, but hopefully it will be open soon. I want to go to Ohana, and I want to go to Beaches and Cream. And then I also want to go to trick-or-treating at the campground on property. I think anyone can go to that, but I'm not 100% sure, and I don't know if they're doing it with COVID, but we'll have to see. Next, for the cast member specific thing, is that I want to pick up a shift at another location. This might be a little difficult this time around. Merchandise was what they consider a global role, so it was very easy to trade and pick up shifts at other locations. However, this time around I am an attractions cast member, so that's a little more specific, location specific. So I'm not sure that I'll be able to trade shifts, but we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll be able to pick up like a park greeter shift because I know park greeter is part of attractions, but I'm not 100% sure because I won't be trained as a park greeter. So I don't know, but we'll see. I want to go to more DCP events. I only went to my welcome event at my last one, and things just got away from me, and then all of a sudden COVID was like, bye guys. So want to go to more of those. I want to connect with more cast members, and I want to go to another cast member preview. So during my last program, Making a Minnie's Runaway Railway in Hollywood Studios was opening up, and as cast members, we got the opportunity to ride the attraction before it was open to the public. So I'm really hoping that those kind of things will happen again, especially with all of the new rides opening up at Epcot. So in Florida, overall kind of things that I want to do is I want to go to Universal. I want to go to SeaWorld during Halloween time. I've heard that's really cool. I want to go to Titanic, the Artifact exhibition. Little known facts about me is that I'm absolutely obsessed with all things Titanic. I love the movies. I love learning about the Titanic. I just find it so fascinating. A little strange, but you know, it's what I'm into. And I would love to go to the Orlando Aquarium because, as I mentioned earlier, love all things sea life. Now we're going to move on to some of my goals and questions that I want to answer for myself during my Disney College program. So far, I only really have 5, but I'm hoping that this list grows as I think of more things. And yeah, so the first one is make magic every day, which is kind of easy, but it's something that I just want to remind myself that is something that I want to do. I want to meet people from all over the world, which might be a little more difficult this time because of COVID and borders being closed, but I'm hoping that things go back to a little bit more normal soon. I loved the fact of meeting people from all over the world. On my last program, one of my friends from my work location that I got really close with was from Guatemala, and it was just a lot of fun learning things from other people's perspectives that are from other countries and stuff like that, and learning about different cultures. The next one is that I would love to talk with leaders in my dream positions. So I don't know that this will happen either because of COVID, but I'm hoping that I can figure something out and maybe have a few sit-down conversations and kind of see where I want to go. Number 2 kind of goes along with that. I said number 2. I'm tired and been talking for a long time. The next one is the next 2 are questions, and this one is what direction do I want to go within the company, so that kind of goes along with talking to leaders in roles that I'm interested in and going from there. And then the last one is Florida somewhere I want to live long term? So after my last program, I felt that yes, I wanted to move to Florida. I wanted to work at Disney. This is what I wanted. And I'm really excited to be going back, but I did have to take a step back and remember that I was there from January to March, which is really like perfect time to be in Florida and in Disney. In Florida because the weather is really nice during those months, and then also Disney isn't as crowded. Those aren't peak times for Disney. This time around I'm going from June to January. So I'm going to be there in the hot heat of the summer and during hurricane season and during the holidays where it's super crowded. So I want to see if this is something that I really do want to do at the end of all of this. Is Florida something that I can handle heat-wise and hurricane-wise? And is this something that I want to like go to Disney whenever I want, even if it's super crowded? So those are some of the things that I want to figure out during my program this time around. If you have anything on your bucket list that I didn't mention, make sure you leave it in the comments below. Maybe it's something that I didn't think of or that I didn't even know was a thing to do, and I would love to possibly add those to my current bucket list. Anyways, I will see you all next time. Bye guys.